Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
We are back from our
Oh my God.
relaxing.
Okay, first of all, Chantel is the best wife. She cooked, she cleaned. We had the best time. It was just beyond my
It was
wildest dreams.
it was lovely.
It
It
really
was
was.
just and it's so funny because like some people have girls' weekends and they like go out and they get dressed up and they go to fancy restaurants and they do all this stuff. Ashley and I, we went out the first night, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And but we were in bed by 10:30.
Yeah.
And then the second day, like Saturday, our idea of a girls' weekend was laying around.
We wrote
We
short
spent, yeah,
stories.
we spent an hour like saging the house and writing short stories.
Mm,
We each took a bath.
Salt bath. Cleanse that negative juju going into this new chapter of our lives.
Yeah,
All in all, success.
yeah. Yeah, it was lovely. It was really lovely. So, guys, we're doing something a little bit different today. And I know that we've done things like this in the past, but usually it's me bringing like a collection of strange stories.
Yeah.
But we decided that today we're both going to bring strange stories that we found just that aren't enough for like a full episode, but are enough that you need to hear about them.
They're like quick little appetizers. And then if you want more facts about the story, you can look it up. But like, really, there's not enough. But also, like, sometimes I just like to hear fucked up shit quickly and then on to the next because
Yeah,
ADHD.
it's gonna be like story time around the campfire, but
Mhm.
more likely it's story time as you go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be great.
Little quick little snippets of things going on in the world.
Amuse bouche.
I can't. So I have quite a bit going on in my story file.
I think we'll just do I'll read one and you'll read one.
Yeah.
And everyone just tuck in, even if you are driving to work, even
Yeah.
if you are, making dinner. In your spirit world, tuck in.
Tuck
Get
in.
a nice warm cup of cocoa and listen to this depravity. All right, I will start first and then we'll do you. So, my first story, I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So, imagine it's a sweltering summer in 2010. London streets hum with heat, and somewhere in Pimlico, behind a sleek, unassuming door, a chilling discovery awaits. They called it in as a welfare check. Gareth Williams, a 31-year-old mathematical prodigy working for GCHQ and seconded to MI6, hadn't been heard from in days. On August 3rd, police entered his top floor flat and found something that froze even seasoned officers in their tracks. His naked, decomposing body stuffed inside a red North Face sports bag, padlocked from the outside. But Ashley, the keys were found beneath his body. And reminder, the bag is sealed shut, zipped up, and he's in there dead.
Right away, this is how I feel like Chris Angel's gonna go. And we'll all be like, how?
It's actually really interesting that you say that because at the end of this story, like I was like, it doesn't make sense,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it's magic tricks. Maybe he was like, maybe that was his side thing that nobody knew about and he was practicing
And then
and
he
it went so
died.
bad. I don't know. So there were no
Interesting.
signs of forced entry, no fingerprints on the padlock or the edge of the bathtub. His body showed no evidence of a struggle. The only hint that someone else might have been there were fragments of DNA, which were completely inconclusive, found on the bag.
But also, it's also like a gym bag. So, like, there could be. Like, because if I took say it was a gym bag that he had used before, if I go to the gym, drop my gym bag, someone's
Yeah,
sweat is going to
fair,
be there, you know?
fair, fair. So Gareth was no ordinary man. He was a code breaking genius. He graduated with a first class math degree at 17,
You imagine.
which get out of here.
I was trying to do my son's like grade 2 math with him.
Hmm.
And I was like, hang on a minute.
So I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here, but when I was graduating grade 12, so it was like the last couple weeks of high school, and we had written our exams, and my math teacher called me into his office and he sat me down and he was like, we have a big problem. And I said, "What is the big problem?" And he said, "With your exam marks, you've got a 48. And in Canada, you have to get a 50 to pass."
Not anymore, but carry on.
Well, not anymore, but there used to be.
Mhm.
Anyway, so now the problem was I was valedictorian because I excelled at every other thing but
The
math.
math wasn't mathing.
And so I was like, so I can't graduate? Like, if I can't graduate, like, I can't be valedictorian. They're not going to let a failure up on
Right?
stage. And he was like, "Don't ever tell anyone I'm doing this." He's like, "I will give you a 51
Huh?
if you come play piano for my band this weekend." And I said, "Absolutely, let's go. Tell me where I need to be." I played a gig with them. I
You're
played
just
piano, keying for my life. And that is how I passed high school.
That's interesting.
So, like, good for Gareth, because that was not my story.
No. No.
Anyway, so he was this brilliant, intensely private figure who spoke Welsh as his first language. He'd worked on top secret projects with the NSA, even helping track international money laundering networks, including those tied to the Russian mafia. And we know anytime there's a mafia, they're probably not great people to get on their bad side.
Where there's a mob, there is a hit. Hit, hit,
Oh
hit.
my goodness. Look at your song. I'm
I'm
vibing.
Yeah,
So
prodigy.
the
I'm
coroner,
also a prodigy.
I'm also a prodigy. The coroner ultimately ruled his death was unnatural and likely criminally meditated, but they had nothing. They believe Gareth had been placed alive in that bag, then left to die, possibly through suffocation, poison, or even a stealthy carbon dioxide thing. They
Wouldn't
weren't
they
sure.
know though if he had died of suffocation?
Well, his body was beginning to decompose. So
Okay.
I'm assuming that it was just difficult for them to
Got you. Got you.
figure it out. The coroner dismissed notions because, of course, the investigators came at it and they were like, was it suicide? Was it a game gone wrong? Was it autoerotic mishap? Because, like, and no judgment, people do some creepy things to get off. Anyway, we fast forward a 12-month reinvestigation by the Metropolitan Police concluded that most likely he died alone, accidentally locking himself in the bag. I don't subscribe to this.
Well, here's my thing, and take it for what it is. There's only two options here. It's a mob hit, or he thought he was David Copperfield.
That's it. That's the only thing that makes sense. It's so crazy. So now, interestingly enough, in 2015, so that's 5 years after his death, a defector from the KGB claimed Russia had silenced Gareth, fearing he knew the identity of a mole inside GCHQ. And this defector said they poisoned him through his ear. But in
Through his okay, but
2021,
also his ear,
I mean, it is an orifice, it is a hole.
but like,
It does go
huh?
into actually, now that I think about it, that's actually pretty brilliant.
There'd be
Like, your
no
ear canal
puncture.
it eventually goes to your brain. Like, what a quick, beautiful way to I mean, maybe I shouldn't use the term beautiful. People are gonna be
I
like,
was like,
"Chantal,
that's
are you good?"
interesting. We just had a sleepover.
All right. So 2021, a forensic review yielded no new clues. His family continued to accuse the agencies involved of mishandling evidence or orchestrating a cover up, which, like, obviously. So, what do you think? Dark intelligent conspiracy? A foreign hit? The truth is, no one's ever going to really know. And Gareth is just this mystery that will probably remain a mystery forever.
What an odd thing,
Mm.
you
I
know?
can't, like, I always try to, I'm a very visual person, and I
Yeah,
always try to picture this, and I'm just like, you're an investigator, and you walk into this little bathroom, and you're looking going, "What the hell am I looking at here?"
I know.
Crazy.
It's crazy, crazy. I liked that.
You're me too.
I too have a story. Now, my
Let's go.
story is very interesting to me. Now, I shortened it up because I could do a whole ass episode, but I took this story and focused on an aspect of the story because you'll see why. Okay.
Mhm.
So, tonight or today or whenever time you're listening to this,
Mhm.
we are heading back to the 1950s.
Oh,
You know me. I love the oldies. We're in London to the story of a man named Timothy Evans, a man who was hung for murdering his wife and baby. But here's the twist, he was innocent.
No, I hate these.
And the real killer literally lived upstairs. So Timothy Evans was a Welshman, not well educated, struggled with literacy, but he lived a very hardworking life. A little unstable, but he was a hard worker. He and his wife, Beryl, moved to 10 Rillington Place in Notting Hill. In the late 40s, things were trying for most people, obviously, but they made it work. It wasn't glamorous. Small, shabby little flats stacked in cramped little townhouses. That was the vibe of this area.
Yeah, we were doing what we could.
Yep. But upstairs lived a man named John Christie and his wife, Ethel. Do you recognize the name John Christie?
You know, you do this to me, and I'm always just like, is it food?
It's not fucking Mr. Christie. Mr. Christie was not living
Well,
upstairs.
I mean, Mr. Christie is John Christie.
Okay, so John Christie is a very famous person.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
All right.
But Mr. Christie, why am I saying Mr. Christie now? Now I'm thinking crackers. John Christie was hiding a very dark secret. By 1949, Timothy and Beryl had a little baby girl, Geraldine. Money was very tight, their marriage was a little rocky, and Beryl became pregnant again. So you can imagine the stressor that would be in life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's when their upstairs neighbor, John Christie, offered his help. He told Beryl he could perform an abortion, a procedure
Oh,
that was
no.
illegal in Britain at the time.
Yeah.
But instead of helping her, John Christie strangled Beryl to death. A few
Well,
days
I
later,
mean,
little Geraldine was also killed,
why?
strangled with a tie.
Why would you kill the baby?
Their bodies were hidden in the house. Now, here is where shit gets fucked up.
Mm,
Timothy Evans, confused, scared, and honestly not the sharpest tool in the shed, right? Like, he's a
mhm.
simple guy, goes to the police, and he is like, I think I was partly responsible for something happening to my family. Now, he was saying this, and I think he thought that would protect him, but the police twisted everything he said and made it into a full confession.
I hate these.
Because, and here's the thing, when people have survivor's guilt, they could say things like, it was my fault, I caused this.
And we see this over and over and over again. The pressure
Mhm.
of being questioned, because you have to think, is he being given water? Is he being fed? Is he being getting all this shit, right? Like
100%.
is he's probably at his very worst physically, mentally. And so your body goes into survival mode and you just say whatever to get out of there, even if it means you're going to prison.
Right.
Your brain doesn't process that at the
Mm-mm.
time. That's
So,
sad.
although, the police are feeling successful in, solving this crime, the truth was staring them in the face because John Christie was the murderer. They had spoke to him and they ignored tons of inconsistencies and they pinned it on Timothy.
Of course.
So in 1950, Timothy goes to trial. The case was a mess. The prosecution painted him as violent, competent, while Christie, the actual killer, sat in the witness box, calm as anything, giving a damning testimony against him.
Oh, that's cold. Mm-hmm.
The jury deliberated for just 40 minutes before finding Evans guilty, obviously. He was sentenced to death on March 9th, 1950, at Pentonville Prison. 25-year-old Timothy Evans was hung. Now, let this sink in. He was executed while John Christie stood there and watched after he had given a testimony that sealed the nail of his coffin.
You know what? I just got to say something. You have just invited next level karma to you, to your children, to your grandchildren, to come on,
Oh, no, no, no. This is not where this ends.
boy.
Because between 1943 and 1953, John Christie killed at least 8 women, including
Oh,
his own
no.
wife.
No.
He strangled them all in the same house. His crimes were only uncovered years later when bodies are literally found hidden in the walls of the garden at this house. So we have a serial killer.
And he could have been stopped that first time, but
And Timothy
It was the
Evans
wrong
is
guy.
long dead by this point, by the time they figure it out.
Yeah.
And the
Great.
British public was fucking outraged because
No kidding.
his wrongful execution became one of the strongest arguments in establishing the death penalty in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in 1966, Evans was officially granted a posthumous pardon. His name was cleared, but too late for him, his wife, and child. So,
Yeah. No
okay,
kidding.
thanks, but
Thanks,
no
guys.
thanks. Like, the
That's
case
crazy.
stands as one of the most haunting miscarriages of justice in Britain history. Imagine the whole fucking community comes together to hang this man, and the real monster is standing there smug. And this was fucking John Christie, the serial killer.
Crazy.
Right? So a
Totally
lot of people
crazy.
talk about John Christie being the serial killer, but the part of it is someone was fucking executed for his
Yeah.
crime.
For his crime and didn't do it. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm sure Timothy didn't want to die, but maybe he did. Like, his wife and kid were gone.
I think, though, being held responsible for something you didn't do for people you dearly loved probably
Yeah.
was
Not
very
great.
confusing for him.
Ew, creepy.
Yeah.
Gross. Well, thank you. I just realized that all my cases happen in the UK.
Now I'm looking, I'm like,
Do
close.
yours? Okay.
Not
I'm
all of
like,
them.
wait a minute. All
Not
right.
all of them.
Okay, my next story. My little story listeners. It's a gloomy day in County Durham, England. A funeral procession moves slowly along the quiet streets, only made more ominous by the fact that there is no body to bury. It's March 21st, 2002. John Darwin, a quietly unremarkable former teacher and prison officer, paddles his kayak out into Tees Bay from Seaton Carew. Later that day, he fails to show up at work. Panic sets in. A massive sea search ensues across 62 square miles, but all they find next, a double-ended paddle and the battered hull of his kayak. No sign of him. Now, the North Sea had been calm, so there was no real logical explanation, just a man had vanished. But of course, like in any situation like this, anything can happen on the water that happens on land. So they're thinking like, did he have a massive stroke? Did he have a heart attack? Was he trying to get to shore? Was his boat seems damaged? Like, was he trying to swim? What happened here? Weeks later, grief and closure, or what seems like it, take hold. An open inquest is declared. Then he's presumed dead because this is what we have to do in these situations because there's still a family. And, we all take out life insurance for a reason. And so his wife, Anne, collects that life insurance payout, stepping into widowhood under a cloud of sorrow. She's just
Okay.
devastated.
It happens. And it happens all the time.
Yeah. And you have to, there's a point where if this person hasn't been found, they haven't shown up, you have to pronounce them dead so that the family can move on. But here's where the tale turns truly bizarre. Unbeknownst to their children, John never left home that day. He moved into a bedsit, which is like this little closet attic thing wedged right next to his family house. A secret tunnel hidden behind a false backed wardrobe. This is like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe up in
I'm
this
like,
shit.
huh?
Allowed him to slip in and out of his wife's room.
So he just lived in this little room for how
For
long?
3 years.
And watched his fucking children grieve?
And he even watched his own funeral procession.
Man, that would be an
Yeah.
experience.
I would love to watch my funeral.
Girl.
The shit.
Yeah.
Shit that would go down. In 2006, the plot thickens. Anne and John hatch a plan to flee to Panama. So John's like, I am sick of living in this closet. I am done. You've got all this money.
Just living it up, bringing him a
I want
sandwich
to
here and there.
Yeah, she's like feeding him through a hole in the wall. He's like, no, I'm done with this. So they're like, it's been long enough. Like, maybe we can pull this off. They buy property there, use fake passports, and live lavishly, all financed by insurance and pension fraud.
This is wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
The law closes in. A phone tip and a bit of internet sleuthing lead police to uncover the Panama footprint of this too good to be true disappearance.
Okay, I love the fucking internet sleuths.
Uh,
They
you
are
guys-
on it.
Chef's kiss. Like,
Mhm.
good for you. I love the stories where they're like, yeah, I flipped burgers at McDonald's, but I also solved this unsolved case from 15 years ago, just
Right?
like looking at maps online. I'm like, you are a genius and I
Yep.
love you.
Yeah, 100%.
Brilliant. So, December 1st, 2007, Jean walks into a London police station claiming amnesia,
Like, "Hello, I don't know how I got here."
says to them, I think I'm a missing person. And they're like, okay, who are you? He's like, I don't know.
This is the stupidest plan I've ever heard. So, you got yourself a fake like, what?
Yeah, yeah. And it did not take police very like it did not they did not need internet sleuthing for this part because it did not take them long to see the fake passports to do they went into the house and saw the closet hole and all this stuff. So the couple is arrested, charged with fraud, obtaining life insurance, pensions, department funds, even a passport through deception. In July 2008, John receives 6 years and 3 months and gets 6 years and 6 months behind bars. Appeals fail, and eventually £500,000 is recovered from their fraudulent gains.
This is fucking bananas.
So I don't know where John and Anne are. I don't know if they're still married. Like, obviously, they'd be out of prison by now.
I wonder if they served the same amount of time.
Well, no. So pretty much he
Yeah.
received 6 years, 3 months and got 6 years and 6 months.
So he gets out and he's like, "Just gonna wait here for you, babe."
Like, that's some kind of twisted love story. Like, can you imagine
Listen.
a Hallmark movie within the walls of love?
It reminds me of fuck was it? Fuck, what was that? Roses in the Attic? No.
No, but that would be a good title.
Oh no. Flowers in the Attic.
Okay.
No.
You know I'm not good with
Daniel Steele, Flowers in the Attic. They made a movie. Oh girl, you gotta watch this. So
girl.
good.
Listen, every single night,
I know.
Matt is like, do you want to watch this movie with me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds great. He's like, what do you mean it sounds great? Like, this is a classic. You've seen this. And I'm like, no, sir, I have not seen
I
it.
grew up in a
Like, we did not have this. So please put it on.
I'm like sitting in at like, oh God, I must have been like 6, watching friggin' Jason Voorhees slaughter people, and you're like,
Yeah, that was not,
hallelujah. And I'm like, holy shit.
it's so funny. Like, and it blows his mind all the time. But like, honestly, like all of these movies and
It's actually
culture
really
that you guys
heartbreaking.
yeah, that you guys all had from like the
Like you
time you
didn't
were 11 or 12.
you
I
didn't
didn't
have like the moment of the Brat Pack. You didn't have the Breakfast Club. You didn't
know.
have
When you and I met, I had started like I was like loose, a goose on the loose, right? Like I had no rules. I was living on my own. I had gone completely wild. And most people like go completely wild. They're out at the bar every night, they're drinking. Not me. You know what I was doing? I was staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning with as much popcorn as I could stomach, watching A&E crime documentaries because I had never been allowed to, and I was just like, I love this. Get me more.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
I used to
just catching up.
sneak like so I wasn't really allowed to watch Unsolved Mysteries
Mm.
when I was little, but I did. I would like sneak and watch it. Oh my fuck. That song, the intro, still gets me. I'm like, the childhood fears come back. I'm going to change the vibe in our stories.
I'm for a vibe change.
Now, we've talked, we've each told a couple stories of murder and
Weirdness.
fucking weird fake deaths and shit like this. But this one, still to this day, I feel like it's there. It's true. And I need to know what everyone thinks about this.
All right,
Because
I'm
I
ready.
also believe in aliens are coming. So,
You're so on an alien kick right now.
okay, we're going to 1973 in Enfield, Illinois.
All right.
Quiet, sleepy, normal little community. And then at night, a 3-legged, grayish creature with glowing pink eyes appears at your front door.
Absolutely not.
You're not dreaming. This is the real life Enfield monster.
Mm-mm.
And it's literally straight out of your darkest cryptoid screenplays that you would like see.
No.
So picture this, April 25th, which is my child's birthday, 1973, Henry McDaniel comes home around 9:30. His kids are losing their fucking minds. They're freaking out.
Uh-huh.
They say something was scratching at the door. So Henry's like, all right, grabs his flashlight, grabs a 22, and he steps outside because dad's got this. And he sees it. Now, this creature is described as like a grayish, slimy exterior
Uh-oh.
with 3 legs, kind of a short, squat body, 2 stubby arms, 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights, around 4.5 feet tall, trying to get into the house. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
love that you're like aliens, and I'm like, this is a hound from hell. What are you talking about?
okay. No, I don't think this is aliens. I really don't. But I do love me a good alien conspiracy. But that's neither here
For
nor there
another time.
because Henry shocks this creature with 4 gunshots. This fucking weird thing turns around, hisses at him like a cat, and bounds away. He says it covered about 50 feet in 3 jumps.
Oof. Okay.
He
Oh boy.
flew
Hate that.
right. He bung, 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 and he flew right into the shadowy railroad tracks that sat just behind his house. Now, investigators come out because he's calling. He's like, get the fuck out here. There's a fucking monster. Hello? So they come and they find these footprints in the soft soil that have these long 6 toes.
No,
Kind of like a dog's paw, but like weird.
but big.
Right. The police, mind you, they call Henry's rational and sober account. So they're like, he was rational, he was sober.
Mm-hmm.
It's in their report. This wasn't some fucking lunatic
No,
that was going fucking crazy.
going off. Yeah.
He said to the police, and this is also in the like official reports, if they find this thing, they're going to find more than one
Yep.
because one
And
thing does not just exist.
I gotta say something. You know what I don't like? Do you know where the fear factor comes in for me? When they're fast. I don't like that. I can take a slow thing. You're creepy, but you're moving slowly. Okay. These fast things, I don't like that. That's where the fear comes from for
See,
me.
my
Why are you
fear
so
is
fast?
the
No, slow
slow
I can
hunt.
handle.
So now going back to the reports, just 30 minutes before Henry's run in, a
Hmm.
10-year-old neighbor, Greg Garrett, named the creature, stepped on his feet and tore his tennis shoe, but then later admitted it was a prank.
I was gonna
So
say, I don't think this creature is like out there to step on shoes.
So that kind of took away some of the validity of the story because people are like, this is probably a fucking prank.
Yeah, this is teens. This is kids doing
But
shitty shit.
then on May 6th at 3 a.m., Henry fucking sees this thing again.
Mm-mm.
And this time it's on the railroad trestle. So it's just standing there, not rushing, just there staring. A local radio host and his crew go out. They record some crazy sounds they're hearing, haunting cries. And they're like, they couldn't figure out where those kinds of sounds came from. So something is going on here.
Mhm. Yeah.
They fire. Oh, no. So after they record these haunting cries, Henry sees this thing again, fires a shot, and it flees again. So this whole thing is fucking weird because there are firsthand accounts. People hear it, people see it. There's
We
evidence
can't
left
catch it.
behind. We're not catching this fucking thing.
Mhm.
So cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman arrives on the scene, checks out the damage, interviews witnesses, listens to these recorded sounds, and he is bewildered. But every skeptic in town is coming in hot, and they're saying it was a kangaroo. In Illinois, they're like,
I mean, animals do escape from
they
the zoo,
do. And they were like, it escaped from a zoo or an exotic pet someone,
and
had,
they can look pretty.
and a tail could look
Kangaroos are
like a third
terrifying.
leg.
Yeah, okay, okay. I can see that. I can.
One guy from Ohio even called in thinking it might have been his lost pet kangaroo. But Henry, having had a pet roo while living in Australia in the past, ironically, flat out said, that is not what I saw. Because kangaroo eyes aren't the size of flashlights, pink glowing.
No, fair.
Kangaroo has fur. It's not slimy and gray.
Ew, I hate that it's slimy.
The footprints they fucking found were not fucking roof toes.
I mean, this is obviously a cryptid. Everyone needs to just carry on.
Right. So, research from Western Illinois studied this case in 1978 and suggested it might have spiraled into a social contagion.
Ooh, I
Like,
love these.
like when everyone danced till they died. This
I
shit
love
gets
these.
me going.
I know it does. I know it does. Me too. Because it's just like the group psychosis. What do you mean?
It starts with folie de, and then everyone goes crazy, and then everybody's going crazy.
You and I and our folie à deux.
Fucking love this shit. So the creature, it vanishes after the frenzy. No modern sightings, but the memory of these stories has sat in Illinois. Like everyone's like, we don't go to the trestle at night because there's a fucking monster.
You know what? Stay in your houses. What are you doing out?
So my question is
Mhm.
the Enfield monster a fucking weird bald kangaroo that escaped the zoo, or
No.
is it a collective hallucination?
I'm wondering, like, what kind of factories are in this town?
I know. I
What
know.
leaked out into
Hmm.
the water?
Right?
What
Is
leaked
it
out into the air?
is it like, are we talking like real life Ninja Turtle ooze where a possum got touched by the ooze and now it's a giant possum?
Lost his leg in the battle, just hobbling around.
I love that story though.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? I'm so into like cryptid stuff. It's
Yeah.
so interesting. The Morbid podcast covers a lot of cryptids, and it's so fascinating because I'm always like, what do you mean an entire town is being haunted by something that cannot physically be real? What do
I
you
know.
mean?
And this happens
Crazy.
actually all the time.
All the time. I saw a cryptid map where it like talks about each cryptid from every state.
It's crazy.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. I really liked that one. I
Cute.
like them monsters.
I do.
Speaking of monsters, it's early morning, May 5th, 2017. A chill hangs in the air as London yawns awake.
London again,
Along Put
eh?
I know, I didn't do that on purpose, which is
Mm.
weird. Along Putney Bridge, hats and scarves brush past as joggers and commuters share the quiet dawn. Then time skips. Seconds stretch long and a calm city holds its breath. At 7:40 a.m., a woman is walking across the bridge when she's shoved hard into the path of a double-decker bus. The driver, Oliver Salbris, reacts with sheer instinct and swerves, missing her by mere inches. Without the dash cam footage, he says he might never have known how close she came to death. I mean, this woman was like, you had to have a guardian angel that day.
Okay. But who
Now,
pushed her?
well, CCTV footage reveals the unthinkable. And this is going to be our social media post. So if you haven't already seen the post from yesterday, have a look. A total random jogger, a stocky white male in nondescript running gear, charging toward the woman. He's literally just running. He's jogging. He looks totally normal. Just arms outstretched at that moment, pushes her into traffic, keeps running, doesn't even look back.
What?
She wasn't in his way. It wasn't like there was
So
like
he went out
congestion.
of his way
He
to.
went out of his way, pushed her violently into
Oh my God.
oncoming traffic, kept running, never looked back.
This man had an intrusive thought and he went for it.
Maybe. Or was it deeper than that? Metrics say London is the surveillance capital of Europe.
Mhm.
Thousands upon thousands of cameras everywhere. Yet this jogger evaporated. The
What?
case widened, names surfaced, one suspect was arrested and released. There was one guy, Eric Belquist, a private equity partner, looked just like him, but he categorically denied involvement and was able to prove he was in the United States at the time. So fast forward to last year in 2024. The Met Police called for fresh leads, leaning on a surprising ally, the theater. A new play, Once Upon a Bridge, premieres near the scene, weaving perspectives of the victim, the bus driver, and even the jogger. A dramatic frame freeze might spark recognition in the mind of someone who knows him. So, voices still swirl online. A body language analyst says the jogger's stride hints at the very last minute of pent up rage or someone used to pressure. But even if the jogger had stopped or gone silent, he could still pose a threat because this was like some level of rage. The video footage is astounding. So if you don't follow us on social, today's the day because you're going to want to see this. I have watched it probably 150 times because I'm like, was he hired? Was it a hired hitman?
So it looks like he is like,
He's literally just on his morning jog. She's walking on the other, like he purposely goes out of his way, doesn't say a word to her, doesn't take a breath, pushes her into the bus and keeps running, doesn't look back. Never been caught.
it's
So
very
like
bizarre.
guys, I needed to include this story because people still talk about this on Reddit all the time. They have so many theories, they have so many like, oh my god, could it be this? Could it be this? But like, really, I wanted to bring this story to our attention for my single ladies out there. Be careful who you are meeting up with from dating
Yeah.
apps because this dude is out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like maybe he's married. I don't know. But pushed a woman.
His wife fucked his breakfast up, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking, you
He's
wanna
like, you
fuck
know
up
what?
my breakfast, motherfucker?
I'm gonna fuck up your day. Literally
So
almost killed this
weird.
woman.
So
Yeah.
weird.
So this is like a tale that is told around London to this day, where like people will even make jokes and be like, "Oh, you kind of look like that Putney Bridge lad." So this will just go down in history as this mystery that
It's
he's
so
never
weird.
been caught. He's never going to be caught. He
Mm-mm.
looks like every other white man you've ever met.
So weird. It's so
Mhm.
weird.
I know. Great, Ash, do you have one more for us?
I have so many.
Well, let's do one more. I have
Okay.
so many.
So, okay, this one I'm gonna give the story.
Okay.
If you liked it, I can make it into a whole episode.
Oh,
But I find it so
interesting.
so if someone, you guys hear it and you're like, "Okay, we would like to hear more about that." I'm happy
Yeah.
to do that. If not, here's a little summary of the fucking fuckery that we know goes on.
Beauty.
Okay, so this isn't paranormal and this isn't cryptid. It's pure human evil.
Ew. All right. Fine.
And honestly, to me, it's worse than any horror movie you would ever watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is the story of Elizabeth Fritzl, a woman from Austria who was locked in a cellar for 24 years by her own father. Yeah. So, Elizabeth Fritzl grew up in Amstetten, Austria. I always fuck up that because there's so many. That's what
She
it's
did her
called.
best. Yeah.
She lives with her father, Joseph, and mother, Rosemary.
Okay.
From the outside, they look like an ordinary family, but Joseph had a very violent, controlling nature about him. He began sexually abusing Elizabeth starting when she was 11. So this
I hope he
guy
did.
is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
By the time she turned 18, she was desperate to escape because obviously she ran away once, but he dragged her home. So this
Wow.
girl feels trapped. When she turned 18, her father began building something beneath their house, a secret cellar. This cellar was hidden behind a heavy steel door layered with soundproofing, and it was essentially invisible to anyone who didn't know where to look.
You know what? If these people put half the effort, like this man went through some serious effort to build this fucking shit, fully knowing what he was going to do with it. If people put half that effort into, I don't know, going to therapy,
Right?
go for
Hello?
a walk.
So this fucking dungeon would become Elizabeth's prison. It's heartbreaking. So on August 28th, 1984, Elizabeth is 18 and Joseph tricks her into coming down to the basement for help to help him install a door. She's terrified of this man. She's like, okay, because she's not going to say
She's
no because
like, fine.
he's a
Yeah.
fucking nut job. Once she steps inside, he slammed it shut and she wouldn't see daylight again for 24 years, Chantal.
That's so heartbreaking.
Inside the cellar was dark, damp, and very small. This is a tiny, tiny space. At first, it was just a single room. Later, expanded with more makeshift space. She was chained up, raped repeatedly, and told the family, this fucking monster tells the family that she had run away to join a cult.
Good. So we'll just blame that on her.
Yeah. Over the years, Elizabeth gave birth to 7 of Joseph's children.
Please stop. Oh God. Oh my God. No.
Uh-huh. Three of these kids, Kirsten, Stefan, and Felix, were forced to live in the cellar with her.
What
The
happened to the other
others
ones?
were brought upstairs by Joseph, left on the doorstep as abandoned babies, and raised by Joseph and Maria as if they were adopted.
No, no, no.
Can you fucking imagine? Mm-hmm.
You're just a normal family. If one baby shows up at my doorstep, I'm like, oh my God, like, what the fuck?
100%.
Maybe people saw Matt and I out in public and thought they already have a whole bunch of kids and animals. What's one more? Okay.
Fair.
I can excuse one baby. The second time a baby shows up on my doorstep, I'm going, something's wrong here. Something's not right.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
So this poor woman at this point is living in darkness, raising her children underground, telling them stories of the outside world they had never seen before. Well, their own grandfather slash father,
Oh God. I'm so grossed out.
it's no. So in April 2008, Elizabeth's oldest daughter, Kirsten, then 19, fell gravely ill. Elizabeth, from the dungeon, begged Joseph to take her to the hospital. He finally relented, dropping Kirsten off with a fake note from her mother. But doctors were like, the fuck? Because this girl has never seen daylight in her life. She is severely malnourished, pale as fucking a ghost,
Uneducated, wouldn't have an idea of what was going on in the world.
didn't know what the hell she was seeing. Hello?
Oh, that must have been so scary for her. That's
I
awful.
couldn't imagine. So the hospital called the police right away, obviously, and
Mhm.
they start investigating. Eventually, Joseph cracked. Elizabeth was freed along with her surviving children on April 26, 2008, after 24 years of captivity. Joseph was arrested, tried, and in 2009, he was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder,
Good.
enslavement, rape, incest, and false imprisonment. He'll
Perfect.
likely die in prison, obviously.
Perfect. I hope he does.
So Elizabeth and her children were moved into a secure, secret location where they've been slowly rebuilding their lives.
Aw.
But experts close to the family say it could take decades for this
Oh,
trauma to heal. But what they said about Elizabeth was she has been described as strong, protective, and resilient. This story
that's
literally is
wild.
such a horror story for me because I'm like, there are monsters in this world. They don't live under beds, they build cellars in their basement.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. That's so terrifying. That is actually the worst story.
I know. So I was
That
like,
like
I'm
gives
going
me
to give a
so much ick.
summary of what happened. If you guys
Yeah.
want a longer version of it, I'm happy to write that out. But
Yeah,
it is
let us
so
know.
horrific. I was like, let me summarize this and see how people are receptive to it.
Yeah, let's see what we are gonna feel like doing.
Yeah,
I'm dead. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the story time with Chantel and Ash. We just wanted to, every now and then, I know that we cover like horrific cases often, and every now and then we want to like throw a little sweet treat in.
speaking of sweet treat, it would be such a sweet treat if you please went on our website and filled out the survey.
Ah, yeah, do our survey. That would be great.
Also, if you enjoy our podcast,
Hmm.
please like, follow, share. It really does help us. Just a couple clicks of a button takes you 2 seconds, actually helps us out majorly.
Immensely. Yeah, yeah. And we appreciate all of you that do listen.
Yeah,
And we can't wait to keep bringing you more and more, tales from the deep.
absolutely.
We're going to go into the mud where others may not. So, that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful week and we'll see you on Friday.
See you Friday. Bye.
Bye.